like he's just sitting there. Like,
I was just over there after and everybody was telling me they hate his ass. They said he might get in there.
Yeah.
That's what the Philippine people were telling me.
The prisoners hate him too?
They hate him. Everybody
because
hates
he
him.
disrespected the culture.
Alright, so in this video, we're gonna be talking about the situation regarding Vitaly. And as we all know, he's been arrested in the Philippines because of the things that he was doing there. And now that he is being held in the Philippines, there's a really scary clip regarding the situation by a YouTube channel called Clip Farming. And it's this kick clip, this kick streaming clip that's been recorded. So let's check this out. And keep in mind, in this clip, we have Aiden Ross, we have Neon, and we have Rampage Jackson. And they're talking about the situation that Vitaly is in after his arrest in the Philippines. So let's check it out.
What's
Bro, he's only in jail for like 18 months.
That's a long time.
Bro,
in a foreign country?
For like 20 years.
He got 18 months though?
Yeah.
That's so
He's probably gonna come
sick.
out like fucked up though.
18 months?
You know the worst part? Everyone's happy as fuck. Like no one's like, oh, like all the comments are, bro, they're on his ass.
And-
They're celebrating.
Yeah, they're celebrating.
Fucked up, man.
Are the Philippines a dangerous place to go to jail?
I've been there.
To go to jail, it's the worst place to go to jail.
Shut the fuck
It's
up.
so poor.
Places like that, yeah.
It's the worst. They don't give a fuck about
Bro,
you.
no one there knows English. Like he's just sitting there. Like,
I was just over there after and everybody was telling me they hate his ass. They said he might get in there.
Yeah.
That's what the Philippine people were telling me.
The prisoners hate him too?
They hate him. Everybody
Because he
hates him.
disrespected the culture. He
Oh my
disrespected
God.
the
I was
country.
just over there after that shit happened to him.
Yeah.
GG.
No, they're
Alright, so as you just saw, Neon, Aiden Ross, and Rampage Jackson were discussing Vitaly's situation as he's being held in the Philippines. And, they're discussing the situation, and then Rampage Jackson steps in, and then he mentions how they really do hate him because of the things that he was doing there and, disrespecting the culture and everything. And because of how much they hate the guy, he might actually get unalived in there. Alright, now that's some insane stuff right there, alright? So Vitaly straight up may just not survive and end up being unalived in Philippines prison, alright? It's some pretty insane stuff right there. And yeah, man, it's a really dangerous situation for Vitaly at this point. And yeah, it's one of those things where, man, you can only do so much pushing the limits of what you can get away with until you end up in a situation where, you get caught and they're just not willing to let you go, and it gets really dangerous. Although I didn't think it would get to this point, I didn't think that it would be something where like his life would be on the line, but here we are, it is. It really is that bad. It really is that crazy. And in case you don't know and you want to recap, now keep in mind I have made a video on this previously, so you can just check that out. But basically what happened was that Vitaly, who's the streamer, was in the Philippines, and he was doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff, bothering people and creating disturbances. And he was streaming all of this. So this was basically content for him. And the whole idea with stuff like this, which is called nuisance streaming, is that you act as a nuisance and you bother other people, and you try to get a reaction and you just try to see how it goes. And that's the way that you're creating content, and that's the way that you get clout and views and all that stuff, right? So Vitaly was doing this in the Philippines, and he was bothering a whole bunch of people, including police officers, which is insane, right? And then he did actually end up getting arrested, and they're not letting him go. And so he's being held in a facility by the Philippines authorities. Now, real quick, I just want to say that I'm giving out shoutouts on this channel to people who subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment letting me know that they subscribed. If you do that, in the next video, I'll give you a shout out. Anyway, back to the video. Now, earlier I mentioned all the crazy stuff that he was doing in the Philippines, which then ultimately led to his arrest. And so let's take a look at a bunch of clips of the things that he was doing out there in the Philippines, right? So let's check this out.
Hulihin mo, kuya. Hulihin mo. Hulihin mo yan. Hulihin mo yan.
He's not chasing me.
I know.
Boss,
I want you to chase me. Can I have a hug? I was born in this world to be free. Follow me, follow me.
Oh God, bro.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. How much to sell your dog to China? No, I have a question for you. I'm the new general in town. I buy this in the store. What? Bro, this is my fan. I bought it, okay? Bye. Bye. There's a problem. You can talk to me later.
Shangri-La po, nasan?
Yes, boss.
Alright, so as you just saw, he was doing absolutely insane stuff out there, man. Like straight up just taking a police officer's motorbike and then, attempting to just, go away with it. And, you saw how the police officer wasn't taking him seriously because he knew that, he can't go too far away. But yeah, no, insane stuff like that, bothering the police too, not just bothering the general public. But yeah, messing with the police and also their property. So it's not just saying things to the police, which is one thing, but then also taking their property, right? And then you also saw how, he just took this police officer's hat and ran away with it. So again, that's another example of messing with a police officer's property. And then, in terms of the general public, like he was just being a nuisance, screaming, making weird sounds, jumping and stuff like that, just bothering people, people out here just trying to go about their day. And he's just doing all this crazy stuff, bothering them and causing problems. And then also there's that thing where, he took this fan and he just attempted to just run away with it. And the crazy part is he's doing all of this while recording himself, right? So literally just creating evidence against himself, like actual video evidence of himself doing all these things. And so, yeah, I mean, what a great strategy, And of course, because of all this crazy stuff, the general public of the Philippines, as well as the Philippines authorities, ended up getting really angry at this guy, which makes sense. And then, now he's in the insane situation that he's in after being arrested and held in the Philippines. And as I mentioned earlier, Rampage Jackson was saying that they might actually unalive him in there. The other prisoners in there, they might unalive this guy. Because that's a thing that you have to worry about in prison. It's not just the fact that your freedom is now gone because you're being held in prison and, you don't get to even have a normal life and just be able to decide where to go and what to do on a day-to-day basis. But then on top of that, on top of being held in prison, now you have to worry about the other prisoners in there too, alright? And keep in mind, this is prison, so you're not gonna be around the nicest people of society. So the thing is that, yeah, it makes sense that he's saying he's gonna be in danger in prison. That's definitely something you gotta worry about. A lot of people have a lot of crazy stuff done to them when they're in prison by other prisoners. So it's not about the fact that you're being sent to prison, it's about the danger that you're gonna be in because of the people you're surrounded by. And for most people who find themselves in the horrible situation of ending up in prison, this ends up being probably the biggest challenge for them, which is how are you gonna survive in there, given the environment of prison, right? How are you gonna survive dealing with the other prisoners, a lot of whom are very violent? And the thing is that for most people who end up in prison, the thing that benefits them is that they're usually not well known. So they're going in there kind of, with this blank slate and no one really knows them. And so then people begin to know them over time. So they can handle that situation however they want. And they can, kind of manage their perception within the prison. But then in the case of Vitaly here, he doesn't have that luxury, okay? So Vitaly is already well known. He's done all this crazy stuff in the Philippines, and so now people already know about him. And he's become really notorious within the country. And you saw earlier how Rampage Jackson, Neon, and Aiden Ross were having that discussion, and Rampage Jackson said that the prisoners hate him, and it's to the point where he might get unalived by one of them in there. So yeah, insane stuff right here, dude. And yeah, it's not looking good for Vitaly. He really is in a horrible situation now, and it's really, really dangerous for him. But anyway, guys, those were just my thoughts on the situation, and now I'm interested in hearing what you think down in the comments below. So leave a comment letting me know what you think, and we can have a discussion down there. And with all that being said, guys, this is Alexi, signing out.